line, you could say. We had Brendan Arryn, who was the Lord of Andalos. He wasn't a great lord. He was Lord Paramount of the Able. And of course you had Artist the Mad, who lost pretty much all of his land. Went mad in the dungeons, probably likely went mad in there. So yeah, Brendan had, what do you have? Janai. A bunch of his children died of the plague, and he married a guy in Summer Islands, I believe. A bunch of them died of the plague. Will actually married the Queen of Sarnor, interestingly enough. And yeah, Janai actually lived and is married to the Lord of Dragonstone. They have 2 children. The Lord Yor, who will be the Lord Paramount later on. You got Artis, who died in the dungeons, I mentioned that. You got Thalisaran, died of disagreement with Mill. Her son is now Lord of Last Half. I think that's through another line as well. I think we've been through this line actually. Looks familiar. It's easy to get confused. Alyssa's married to my son. That's my wife. My sister-in-law married to the Lord is her son is Lord of Iron Oaks. Rowena's married to Grafton. That's my wife again. Sorry. Arnold is now married to his wife in prison. His heir is Lord Artis, and then Prince Edmund, who will inherit afterwards. That's that line. I should probably start closing these, so I'm gonna get confused after a while of who's what. So who's next? This is Peter, the Red Falcon, who unfortunately died in combat, lost his eye in battle, and unfortunately died. We avenged his death. Well, my father, anyway, avenged his death. So yeah, the Peter's killer paid in blood. Lord Jasper. Peter. Yeah, hang on. Got Maya Arryn, who died in Dungeons of some Pentoshi, who died long ago. Jane Arryn's married to the Kingswood line, who was the original Lords of Dawn before the Yeti and all that shit came and just killed them. We had Lord Hugh of Volmark, who died of some injuries he got in the battle. Lord Waymore of Volmark died of cancer. So we had Jasper Stone, who became the House Gladmore, married my sister. Edison Gladmore line lives on. We currently have Lord Jasper Kellis, who died of cancer. She married a farman and now currently married to some Sunlander dude. God knows where he is. So Roland, who's a badass, who'll probably be the heir to the Iron Islands, I believe. She married a Greyjoy. It's interesting enough. Greyjoy lies. No, he died. She's not married yet. Roland's got a daughter called Jane, who's unfortunately got cancer at a young age. That's pretty sad. Yeah, this episode will just be talking about this. This might go on for quite a few episodes, but hopefully not too long. So yeah, Peter died sadly, and now we get on to the main attraction. We had King Lionel the Ambitious, who was a great king. He wasn't king for that long though, but and again he was pretty good. So we can't actually see the. I know we can. Yeah, 639. So yeah, it wasn't on the throne that long. But when we end the game, we'll be able to see. So Lord Paramount Lionel the Ambitious was a complete badass. Married by Emmon. As we know, he had the bastard, Jamie Stone, who went on to become Lord of the Trident. And he had a daughter called Ellen, who married some... They got married off and stuff. Actually, no, they're actually all related, actually. That's interesting. Related to the Iron Islands Lord. I didn't mention Robert the Fowler was Lord. I forgot to mention him, sorry. There's a lot of fucking family members, Christ. Yeah, so we had Robert. I've literally forgot to mention Robert's line. Lord Paramount Robert. With Who Can I Dare, Mr. Bear. Corwin. We had Artist. Lord Isambard. Of course, the baby bear. Lady Nadja. It's a bit of a funny name. He's apparently also a bear. Secret. What an interesting name for a... What the hell? Lord Oswell. The imbecile. By imbeciles, we proved earlier, can become... great people. Right, where were we? Before we get to John. Okay, yeah, we've done that. That's part of that line, isn't it? Yeah. So Ryla married some person Storms and the sellswords, I believe. Jamie was Jania was. Yeah, we had the House Goldfalcon event a long time ago that died out eventually. The Lady of Moat Caden, that's interesting. She died of a bunch of shit. Then we had Lionel, who inherited the trident after Lord Paramount Jamie, who was legitimized and disinherited because I didn't want him to become king. And Lionel, we had to fight over who become king over Lionel or John. Eventually, Lionel turned out to be the better king with Brilliant Commander, apart from him dying by a tawny joust. But other than that, wasn't bad. Kyra's married to my brother Eustace, but we won't cover that yet. Mathos is now the Lord of the Trident. And Arnold is married to my granddaughter and will become king after Lord Paramount afterwards. So yeah, that's his line. We had Walderstone of House Maple. You have Lord Patrick the Silent, so their line continues. He's sort of my grandnephew or something. Raelo had a bunch of children. I believe we've been through that. Yeah, Jasper. Yeah. Been through that. Next is Belera, who's married. I think we've been through that. Whose son shit is Lord of Dragonstone. So yeah. Next on the list is John the Honourable. Yes, we've had a lot with him. John died at the age of 59. He did a lot. God. Did I cover his kills? I didn't. Beheaded in the orders of that, for whatever reason, died in the dungeons. Yeah. Didn't have many kills with Lionel, but yeah. John did have a lot of kills. We had Jason was thrown at the Moondall. Some peasant. Probably got sick of him. Died in the dungeons of King John. Died in the dungeon. Some dude was thrown at the Moondall. Beheaded. Killed in personal cause. That killed my brother. Or my uncle in this timeline, I guess. Beheaded him. Rana the Hunter. Beheaded her. Beheaded. It's like reading out King Henry's wives. This guy. Remember he killed my wife. Can't see that, but we went through it before. So yeah, he died horribly. Screaming, hopefully. We had Lady Parrot Lionel, who was married to Jasper Stone, but unfortunately he died of the Grey Plague. So we had Quail Pike, who never continued his line, and the Gladmore line there. We've been through that. Maya, who's my sister, originally married to Emperor Arryn the Great, but that never happened. She was married to my cousin Edmund, who was Lord Jasper the Curse in the Iron Islands. Yeah, I've probably been through this before. Yeah, I've done this bit because it's a line. Alana is married to the Lords of. She's been through 2 husbands. Married to Corbray and had a kid, Lord Ronald, who is the heir. Gwenda, who was married to Lords Arlon the Just, the Lord of Great Wick. Her son is still the Lord of Great Wick. Is young 13-year-old William. Jane's married to some of Valantis thing. And then we have Eustace. Actually, no, we'll go for Pera first. Pera married Desmond, the Lord of Greensward. So that, yeah, we covered that part. I remember. And Eustace, yeah, he was going to be Lord of something. I'm fucking hell, it's a load of claims. Eustace was going to be Lord of the Trident. Well, his son would have been, and he would have probably ruled in his name. But that never happened. He married Lady Kyra. And Prince Eustace was, yeah, he's a pretty bad. He got fat, like pretty much all my fucking family members did. The Arryns were known for being fat. She married Roland. They had a kid. Yeah, I know that part. We had Belara, who's still alive. His last living child. That's not for another line. And you had Pierce Arryn, who turned out pretty well. Unfortunately, he was killed by rabble. I think he was in a rebellion, and peasants must have turned their swords and then killed him or something. Which I believe must have happened. Which is a shame. Because he was a pretty good kid. He did keep asking me fucking titles and all, but, you know, he didn't deserve to die like that. That's Eustace. Now we have Bolter of the Lord Paramount Beyond the Wall. I'll grant him that. He had no sons, but he had 4 daughters: Lyessa, Ysilla, Lady Barbara, who's married to the Lord of over in Volantis. I'm actually friends with the heir, so his heir is Lady Diana. We're going this actually. You can see all the titles, all that, the North, and the Trident, which control the Trident's probably the biggest kingdom in the land. So yeah, he's beyond Lord Paramount there. So yeah, she's married to some dude in Valyria who's a Lord of Frostfangs. If they don't get an heir, Aegon will inherit that, and we might end up having a bit of a succession crisis there. Now, King Roderick the Crusader, the last character we did. Unfortunately, we never got a sword, but oh well. Let's say we got a well, with Forge Rome bloodline. We're saying in the future. But yeah, we conquered all. We became the best king Arryn ever had. We consolidated our power in Andalos. We became king of all that. Took all that. Bit of the Stormlands, took all the Iron Islands, the Vale, and that he is known as the Crusader. And forever will be known as Crusader forevermore. So Roderick had a bunch of kids. Unfortunately, didn't get a chance to go through all of them, but yeah. Prince Arnold's married to the Lady Redwing, but likely give Arnold some land at some point, or maybe he'll become a Kingsguard. Oh no, he'll become like something else, or get some land at some point. Lionel is betrothed to Alice Stark, and will likely rule as Emperor one day. Well, his son, Lionel's son, or the daughter, will become Emperor of the Sunset Empire and Sunset Empire, and they will continue. They will live on, and eventually we come to a deal where Valyria returns their land and we give them Andalos, and then we push Yeti out of Dawn and consolidate our forces. Eventually, 100 years later, they'll likely bend the knee to the Arryn line, or the line of Jasper. So yeah, we have Lady Para, who's not married to anyone, unfortunately. No one to marry off to, but can marry off there, I guess. No. Yeah, Alice is married to Lord of Andalos, of Edmund, yeah. And Robert Pike, unfortunately, died of the dreaded plague, even though it was after the plague, so must have been some sort of symptoms, perhaps, or left on a boat or something, and that caused it. So unfortunately, died. Yeah. She did have a daughter to continue the Red Wing line. And Lord Paramount Aegon Stone, Lord whose wife has got grayscale. Ouch. Who's also House Longthorpe Sisterman. Who's actually alright. Alright, yeah, and they had 2 sons. Lady Lord Zero of the North is the second-born son. Likely he'll go off and join the War. Well, no, there won't be a Night's Watch, will there? They'll be disbanded. He'll likely become a member of the King's Guard or something. You have Lord Hasporia of the Rills, who become the heir to his line. No doubt he'll marry someone of decency one day. And finally, Lord Jasper, who was very unwelcome to women. We can imagine some of the lords and thought he must have been gay if he refused the hand of 2 princesses from House Rain. Well, not princesses, ladies, I guess. He has 2 granddaughters. He has 2 kids. Alana, who will likely become in the King's Guard one day. And then Princess Rowena, who is betrothed to the Lord of the Trident. Eventually, Jasper will have some sons to continue his line. And that will be, eventually Jasper will become the greatest king that ever lived, which is why I named the Great, because eventually he will be. Jasper will make big bonds with the Valyrian Empire, and be the next king to probably bring the rest of Westeros under control, defeat the Sunset Empire in battle, and go from there, really. So yeah, I've really loved this series. It's been a hell of a good series. I've enjoyed it, and we haven't had to end it because of this problem. We got around it. Unfortunately, we lose the save, but well, there's nothing else we can really do with this anymore. Say come 100 years, Braavos would have been coronated by the Valyrians and all that. So yeah, I imagine Valyria would have expanded down to some islands, or they would have formed their own empire. They've already got the Bastards Isles, so that's interesting. So I imagine Valyria would have spread out and probably conquered the rest of the world. And probably killed GT, or GT would have taken over Quaff, and you know they've been warring back and forth. And the Dothraki would have been wiped out and all that. Ibn's still quite powerful. Some other woman, the Ifriquen, hold that land, so they're having sort of a war, I believe. But yeah, the Thousand Islands are still here. The Fur, where the plague started from. That line still survived though, despite having hell. But yeah, it's good. It's been good. It's really good. We've built up the area to the full max capacity. Of course, we had to cheat a few times because they speed it on a bit, so we could all see it done. No doubt, a King's Road will be, you know, well, you can see it on the actual map here. Look, can you not? Oh yeah, you can. The little road that goes up here, all the way up to the Winterfell and all that. So King's Road will have been established. But yeah, it's been a great series. We've done a lot. I will screenshot that. But yeah, House Arryn has become one of the greatest kingdoms in living history. And Belarus next to them as well. So yeah. The next series we'll do will be House Durrandon, where we start in the... Well, we might do Durrandon, or we might do House... the next Valyrian house in the east. But I'll give you some time for you to decide on what you'd like to see from me next. I will likely pre-record, but... Yeah. I get bored and probably end up recording something. So we either do Durrandon or the Blackfire series, whatever I feel like doing, really. I feel like doing... I just spoiled it, didn't I? Blackfire. Well, we might not even do Blackfire. It might be something else, but we'll see. It might be Bittersteel. Who cares? But we've done Bittersteel before. So likely Blackfire. It will likely either be Blackfire or Durrandon you'll see next. But Durrandon would make a Sunset Empire, because we didn't do it in the Targaryen series, so we'd do it in the Durrandon series. We'll make that, which will look very nice. And then the Blackfire series, what we'd do is make like an Eastern Empire. Sort of how like the Eastern Roman Empire is and the Western Roman Empire is. And there be their own sort of empire, which is good. There be... Yeah. Anyway, we'll see how it goes, really. I reckon the Durrandon series will be quite fun. We will be going on the Storm God, so we'll be converting all of Sophros and converting it, colonising it all and all that. And then the Blackfire series will just make it a great East Empire, and then having the West Empire in the West. Sort of what we did with the Western, the new Valyria series, where we took all Valyria and went in the West. But we'll do it with the East instead. And then eventually I want to do like a pirate kingdom up here somewhere. Playing as like a lost house up in the north somewhere, which we'll do next. Like the House Greyjoy or Hoar, or... We could do Euron Greyjoy over there instead of going over there or something, but that might be a bit game breaking considering Euron's not. Yeah, Euron's got a whole big story in the books that I'm really looking forward to when Winds of Winter comes out. I'm currently, the time you're reading it, time you're watching this, I probably would have read all the books by now, but I'm currently on Feast of Crows. I think it's a Jaime chapter, I believe I'm on. I think it's the first Jaime chapter in Feast of Crows, which is good. But yeah, it's time to say goodbye. We've done it. It's been a good series. We've lasted about 108 years. So yeah, there's nothing really we really do now. We've done everything we set out to do. We could probably go on and go further, I believe, but I feel like that's it really. There's nothing else we can do. I could do a time lapse, but there's not much point. It will just fuck up what I've already said now. But yeah, it's been one hell of a good series. I'd try and save, but I know it won't work. So there you go. We shall resign. Can we save? Do I want to risk it? Nah, fuck it. There you go. It's done. We beat House Hightower. That's interesting. But one day we might beat Targaryen. But yeah, we'll see here. Of course I could export the game to EU4, but I can't. Holy crap. Jon ruled for 98 years. I feel like that's broken. That's not right. Because Jon did not rule for 98 years. That's broken. Yeah, that should be artists and the others, but oh well. Open Chronicle. I don't know if this even will work. It says it started by King John, but it isn't. No, that's it really. Roderick was. There you go. That's it really. Eon, Arryn. We'll read this. We'll finish this off by reading this, I guess. On the 15th, we're just going to try if everyone will look at it again. On the 15th of the 10th of Moon, 6646, in the Eyrie, Roderick Arryn was proclaimed King of the Andals of Royan, the First Man, Lord of the Seven Kingdoms, Protector of the Realm, fast claiming dominion all over Westeros. The King's Guild was established by King Roderick, and the elite bodyguard for those of royal blood. It was composed of 7 knights sworn to a lifetime of service, protecting the king and the royal family with their own lives to obey his commands and to keep his secrets. Also, House Mole. That's interesting. But yeah, that's it. I could export it, but I probably can't really. I mean, sure. We shall convert to EU4. See what happens. Maybe we'll continue with EU4, but you can't really because it's not vanilla. So it probably won't work. But fuck it. But yeah, it's been great. I'm looking forward to the next series we do. Probably as House. Do you know what? I've already mentioned that. It'll probably be Blackfire. I feel like playing as the Valyrians. I haven't done it in a while. But we won't go start off with dragons. It will be sort of building ourselves up, really. But yeah, that's it. It's been great. Unfortunately, as you can see, our save, I'll show you in a minute. Oh, and the game's crashed. Well then, guys, I guess that's it. But yeah, we couldn't even save or export the game or whatever, so yeah. Oh well. That's a shame. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next part. Or the next series we do for CK2. But feel free to let me know any suggestions. I'd be happy to play whatever you like. Or maybe even CK2, maybe not even Targaryen, perhaps even something other than Crusader Kings 2, maybe, perhaps. But we'll see. I'm up for doing anything, really. Anyway, see you guys in the next part. Or next thing you see me in. See you guys later.